today we are joined by Amanda, who works for Programmed as an account manager for property services. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Kia ora, thanks for having me.
So firstly, for all those students and parents and career advisors out there who may not have heard of Programmed, can you give us a bit of a snapshot of on what you guys actually do?
Yeah, sure. So the Programmed Group is actually made up of many different business units. They're the leading provider of maintenance and operation services across Australia and New Zealand. The business unit I work for is Programmed Property Services. And what we do is painting, grounds, signage, and building washing, specialising in long-term maintenance plans.
Okay, awesome. So what about your current role? What do you sort of do on a day-to-day basis, and how do you sort of help within the business?
So I'm an account manager. So basically what that means is that I manage the client relationship. So I have set clients that I look after. I like to sort of think of it as I'm the glue between the company and the client. So I'm their point of contact. I manage all the pricing, sales, if there's any queries. A lot of our clients may be on sort of long-term contracts. So it's kind of just about checking in with them, making sure that everything's still good in the program and all that.
Yeah, awesome. So how did you get into this sort of role? Like, from high school, you know, what were you sort of thinking, like, you might do? Get influenced to go down this career path?
Well, I think it's actually a bit of an interesting story. So I never really kind of had a specific, this is what I want to do in life. there was just nothing that was completely like calling my name, but I knew that I wanted to do something with people, or just anything that I know I can either help people or just, be able to sort of converse and all that kind of stuff. When I left school, I didn't do year 12, but what I did do is I went on a foundation studies course for Unitec, which is basically like an institute, tertiary institute. And so I finished school that way, and then I still didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I thought, you know what, why don't I just get into the workforce and just get any job that I can and just get a bit of, feel for the workforce and get a little bit of work experience behind me. So I actually started off doing cleaning. I was cleaning hospitals, and then I also did waitressing. I worked at Burger Fuel and was flipping burgers, and I sort of worked my way up to shift manager, and then I decided to take a role in retail, being an assistant store manager. And then I kind of thought, I don't really know if this is so for me, but what I really want to do is work in an office. For some reason, that's just something I really wanted to do. I wanted the Monday to Friday, the 9 to 5 kind of life, have my weekends free, right? And so I just applied for any office administration job that I could get, and I landed in an administration role with a steel fabrication company, and I worked there for 2 years. And it just, they took me on even though I didn't have the experience in administration, because I had this really good attitude and I was so willing to learn. I was like, I just want to do something new, and I'm so willing to learn anything that I need to. So I did my time there and then got the role with Programmed, which started as an administration or coordination role. And then once I sort of had a lot of exposure to the business, because what I was doing originally at Programmed was helping out all the other account managers across the country, and just having the exposure to the kind of work that they do, it kind of made me think, you know what, when I take my next step up and I want to do this with Programmed, I really think an account manager role would be good for me. And like I said, I always wanted to do something where I'm helping people, or I'm dealing with people and that sort of thing. So it kind of just made sense to I basically just asked my boss one day in one of our review meetings, I want to take this step up and I want to do more and be more involved in the business. Could I be an account manager? And so the rest is history, I suppose. Yeah.
That's so cool. What a great story that, so many students out there don't know what they want to do. So nice for you to have been able to just put yourself in the deep end, with a company that, the steel company, and now it's led you to Programmed, and
totally
being with a company as large, I guess, as Programmed, there are the opportunities for you to work your way up, and so nice to be able to speak to your boss and be able to say, hey, I really feel passionate about this. Is there an opportunity for me? And, to for you to be rewarded with that opportunity. That's
cool. No, it's so awesome. I think, that's something that I love so much about Programmed, is that they really support career progression. So, as soon as I sort of mentioned I was interested, they all of a sudden, were like, we're going to put this development plan. We want to set you up for success. And, I've just had a huge amount of support from them. And not only that, is that part-time I'm studying a level 5 business diploma. So although I never went to university, now that where I've sort of got to is that I'm working for a company that supports my education. And I think that's really important.
That is so cool. And so also by the sounds of things, there's opportunities within an office for, companies like Programmed. And then there's also opportunities for people who want to be out and about and actually doing the painting and doing the cleaning and, being out on the tools, on the trades. So it's kind of like one of those companies where you could, go down either road and still have a really amazing career. So,
absolutely. Can I give you an example of something? So our branch manager in Dunedin, he started off as a brush hand. And so he worked his way up. He became foreman, project manager, and now he's managing that branch. So, if you start as a trade, like there's absolutely, opportunity out there to move up and throughout the company. Yeah. So I think that's also quite awesome. I wanted to point that out. Yeah.
Oh, I love stories like that. Maybe we can interview him next.
Yeah. They actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
So, what would you say? What personal attributes do you think that you have that help you succeed in your role? Like, obviously, people skills by the sounds of things.
Yeah, well, that's definitely something that helps a lot. I have such an attention to detail, which is important in this role as well, because you're dealing with sometimes quite complicated contracts. I also believe I've got quite a bit of emotional intelligence. You need to sort of be able to know like how to interact and how to read people, and being an effective listener as well, I think is a really key attribute. You need to sort of understand where your clients are coming from and what they need and that sort of stuff. So and then also, as you say, people skills. So being a bit bubbly definitely helps as well. Yeah.
And what would you say gives you the most satisfaction in your job?
Probably a lot of my role is like consulting and figuring out these maintenance plans, these long-term maintenance plans. And I think what gives me the most satisfaction is knowing that I can put together a plan that the client's happy with. They don't have to do too much thinking themselves or like, oh, what's going to happen? I can use my industry expertise as well as expertise of my colleagues. What would be sort of the best plan? And, for our clients, sometimes it can be quite a bit of a hassle to manage their site presentation and their property and their assets and that sort of stuff. So I think what gives me the most satisfaction is definitely when I've put together a really good program and it just suits them so well and they're happy with the plan going forward. So yeah,
for sure. So students out there listening, do you have any advice for them? I mean, what advice do you wish you received when you were at high school? Confusing time.
Yeah, well, to be honest, the best advice I would give is that if you don't know what you want to do, don't rush into going to university. Maybe just do what I did and go out there in the workforce. You might find, something along your journey in that that you really love, or do a trade, because you get paid to train, and at the end of your apprenticeship, you have the qualification, and it can lead on to so many opportunities. So I mean, I just remember being in high school, and like I said, I didn't do the year 12, so I did actually leave earlier and then went to the tertiary institute to sort of finish what we have sort of level 3 when you finish school. And so I kind of finished that. So yeah, my advice would be, even if your friends are going to university and all that, if you're not 100% sure, just wait. You can go back to university whenever you want. You can go as sort of an adult student or whatever. But yeah, don't rush into things. Embrace the opportunities that come to you. You might start doing this and go, oh, don't like that, but something else pops up, or you find something within that. So just give it a go. Give it a go, It's nerve-wracking, but give it a go.
Yeah, exactly. So what pathways are available within programs? Because I'm sure you guys have a lot of sort of entry-level roles as well. So that could be a good thing to sort of look into, and then, like we were saying before, work your way up, or.
Yeah, totally. So as I said, programmed have many different business units. So, and lots of sort of different opportunities, career progression and all of that. Specifically to Program Property Services, we offer apprenticeships. And, we love seeing young people quite enthusiastic to take on a trade or start something new. And so, and that's what I would recommend as well. Like, apprenticeships are great things. And we're always sort of looking for people, straight out of school, or maybe they've taken a couple years as a gap year or something like that. But, like we're always keen to take on new apprentices.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Amanda. It was really great to hear about your career so far, and especially within Programmed, about all the different roles that are available to students out there and how you can work your way up within the business. And it was great to hear your insights. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful to be able to share, to everyone about who Programmed are. Like I said, we're a massive company. We employ about 30,000 people and many different business units. In fact, you'll probably start seeing our vans a lot more around now that you know who we are.
Exactly. Yes. So thanks so much.
Thank you.